Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. My name is Jackson, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how you can buy and sell puts inside of etrade's desktop app. The first thing you'll want to do is open an account with etrade if you haven't already. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and sign on. After signing in, you can see that we have all of our positions available here. So I have my different brokerages, my daily gain, how much I have available for withdrawal, purchasing power. I'm going to be doing this in my Roth account, so we'll click on my Roth IRA. Once we have the account loaded, we're going to go up to the top section here that says search for keyword, and you can really look for any ticker that you think the price is going to go down. Now, when you're buying a put, which is the first thing I'll be talking about, you are betting that you think the price of a stock is going to go down before a certain date. So for this example, I'll just choose GoPro. The next thing we're going to do is go to the options tab. Now, if you don't see this screen or it gives you an error saying you're not approved for options, you will have to go and fill out a quick questionnaire just talking about how much experience you have buying and selling options contracts, just to make sure that you at least have some familiarity of understanding of what you're getting yourself into. After that, we are going to go up to where it says our chain here, and we're going to change this to puts only, and then change the strike price to 9. This will display 9 strikes up and down from the price that were from the current strike price, and we're only going to be looking at the puts. Once we have that loaded, we're going to go and find where we think GoPro's price will be in the next few months or weeks. Now, if you're going to be buying a put, remember you're betting that the underlying stock is going to go down over time. So I would like to do this somewhere usually between 2 and 6 months out, just because theta decay is going to start eating away at a lot of the value within the last month, because it's a logarithmic chart on how the degradation of theta decay is. So I'm going to choose the October 15th, 2021 strike price. Once we have our time tuned in, now we can pick which strike price that we want to go with. So we will be... For this example, I'll be going with the $9 strike price. The bid, so this is what buyers want to buy the contract for. The ask is what sellers are trying to get for the contract, so they're asking this price. And then the last was the middle ground agreed upon price, which that's really weird. I've never really seen that lower than the last, but that just tells you the market's closed today, so there's probably some discrepancy on where that is. And then we have the volume and open interest, and this just tells you how many people are actively trading those contracts. So once we have one picked, we can go ahead and click trade. Now that we have our strategy selected here, we can go into our action, and we want to buy to open. And what this means is you are going out to the market and you are buying a contract that someone else is selling. So you're going to have a positive value in your account. You're buying one contract of this. And then what I like to do is I like to set this for a limit. Don't use market. The reason behind this is it's going to give you automatically the ask size, because it's going to want to get this filled right away. It's going to try and go to the market and just fill it for you immediately, which isn't always the best deal. So if you set this to a limit and then set this to 0.94, which was the last agreed upon price, you still have a pretty high expectancy of getting filled, but you're not going to be paying as much. And if you're worried about not getting filled, you could go up to like 9.5 or 9.6. But you really don't need to go much higher than that, because the chances of getting filled are pretty high, especially with a stock that has a lot of volatility or a lot of volume behind it. For the most part, you'll be pretty good. But if it doesn't get filled right away, you can go back in, cancel the order, and then change some of the limit prices. I just think you get a more bang for your buck that way. After we have that selected, we can go ahead and click preview order. This will bring us here, and on a normal day, if this was a trading day, this is a Sunday, so the market is closed today, this will just queue it for tomorrow. We would hit place order, but I don't really want to execute this order, so I'm going to cancel. Now that we've talked about buying a put, now let's talk about selling a put, and they work semi-similar around to how calls work. So instead of owning 100 shares, you just have to have the cash purchasing power right here available to you, so you are able to buy the underlying security should you be exercised. So what that means is, let's go down here, like I was talking about AG. Owning 100 shares doesn't mean anything. It only matters about how much cash on hand you have. So right here, it's trading for $16.65. If I bring up a calculator, this is pretty basic math, but let's say the price falls to $14 a share. So you take 14 times 100 shares, because the contract is 100 shares. And now I would have to have $1,400 in purchasing power, which I don't, so I wouldn't even be able to buy that contract. I wouldn't be able to sell that put available in order to create that contract. So once you've decided that you have sufficient buying power, we can go ahead and click on the stock that we want to sell a put on, and then go to options. You click on options, and then you're going to change this here to puts only. I like to change the strikes to around 9. And then choose the time frame that you want to sell it on. When you're selling calls and selling puts, I like to keep it somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks out. Like I mentioned, theta decay when you're selling is going to be on your side. So you want the value of the contract to be eroded away, because that's more money that you get to keep. I have selected May 21st, 2021, but feel free to adjust yours accordingly. I'm going to go with the $14 strike price, and for this, I will be paid anywhere between 42 cents and 44 cents. So I'll click trade. Now in the action, you're going to sell to open, because you are creating a contract and you're selling that right to someone else. Now we're going to change our price type. You can go anywhere between market and limit. I like to do a limit, like I mentioned in the last example, because a market order is going to give you the lowest possible price for it. It's going to give you, it's just worried about getting the contract filled. So I like to set to a limit, because you can usually get away with something a little bit lower. I like to set this with something like 0.4, or you can see the last agreed upon price. So you can probably set it to like 0.42, and that gets filled. eTrade will charge you 65 cents for creating a contract, but that's pretty standard across all brokerages. And you can leave it on good for day and then preview order. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything about eTrade, feel free to leave them in the comment section of this video. Be sure to leave this video a like if it helped you. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.